okay, I only got 50% right on my predictions. I got both WarGames matches wrong, but it doesn't really matter because I really enjoyed this show. Welcome to Silo Voice Wrestling on YouTube and the Silo Voice Wrestling podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Jason C. McLean, and this is my review of WWE's 2025 Survivor Series WarGames Premium Live event from San Diego. I'm recording this Sunday night. It's around 9:30 p.m. That's Sunday, November the 30th, 2025. So yeah, I watched WarGames yesterday. And before that, I actually recorded a assorted thoughts on SmackDown, which I'm going to edit before I edit this video. So you'll probably see that before this one. But yeah, let's get right into it with the women's WarGames match. That's Team Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, AJ Lee, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss versus Team Becky, even though it was Asuka's team, Becky Lynch, Asuka, Kairi Sane, the Kabuki Warriors, Lash Legend, and Nia Jax. Now, okay, this is not something that relates just to the women's match. This relates to both matches, but this is the one we're talking about, so I'll bring it up here. Bring back the shark cages. I mean, I understand that maybe it was like for more seats or the fact that they were in a baseball stadium. If you're in a baseball stadium, why not use the dugouts as the two places for the teams waiting? Like, I mean, we kind of got Royal Rumble style entrances where you don't know who they're coming, except for the fact that once you're down to the last two, you know exactly who's coming. And before that, you have a pretty good idea. And you know there's not going to be some random person showing up. That's the whole point of Royal Rumble. It's not just the order. But so, I mean, it was cool seeing the interplay and the banter with the people still in the cage. Like last year, Roman Reigns, stopping CM Punk from coming up. But yeah, okay. So I'm going to have to take off points for that, but that was definitely missed. But as far as the match itself, we started off with Charlotte and Asuka, and then Io. And I love that Io brought in the trash can lid branded to her name. And I was like, okay, wait, is Rhea going to bring out the trash can, or is the trash can under the ring? And I was right. Rhea did bring it out, but yeah. Then who was it next? It was Becky Lynch. She meant business. Then Alexa Bliss, Kairi Sane with her chain. I love the fact that she dropped her like championship tag team belt just on the thing, but she kept her chain going. She dropped it. I mean, Kairi Sane is great, and the fact that the chain was her big weapon. I mean, they did use it. They tied some people up with it, so it all made sense. There weren't as many weapons in this match, but the ones they did use did make sense. Then AJ Lee came in. Well, Becky didn't want to let her in the cage, so she climbed up. She did a crossbody, not from the top of the cage, but from the top rope, which is still a pretty exciting move, especially somebody like AJ Lee has only been back a little bit. You don't want her very first thing she does in her second match back is jumping off the top of the cage, but it worked, and she definitely shone in this match. We had Nia Jax. We had Rhea Ripley. I love Rhea's outfit. Like she had this full-on mask, like it's her traditional WarGames mask. And of course, she brought out the rest of Io's garbage can branded to Io Sky. And of course, we had Lash Legend as the last person. Lash did look good, although she's the one that Asuka accidentally missed it. And of course, the main spot was, I was like, how are they going to make Io with the trash can? Are they not going to do it? Because you can't not do it. But how are they going to make it different or better? And I think they succeeded. She had the branded trash can, but that wasn't it. She looks so happy to see Rhea, by the way. But eventually, it was the penultimate spot. She's at the top of the cell with her lid, and Rhea gives the trash can to it was AJ, yeah, and puts AJ's trying to pass it up. She puts AJ on her shoulders, teamwork to get the trash can. And that photo of Io coming down, wow, she did I think there's a swanton bomb. She did a swanton off the top of the cage wearing a trash can, knocked everybody out except for Becky Lynch. And then eventually Becky Lynch tapped out to the Black Widow, to AJ Lee. But of course, she's saying she didn't tap out. That's her big thing on social media. I like that we're progressing AJ and Becky Lynch. I like that everyone had their moment to look strong. I like that while they're acknowledging Io Sky has a patented WarGames thing, they're making it work. And again, yeah, my only real complaint is the the lack of the shark cages. I think it would have been better if that was the case. And also they showed there was cohesion on the team. There was no Charlotte Flair and Rhea flare up. They had put their differences aside and they were able to work together. They worked really well together. So I can't give this an A+ because of the shark. I'm gonna have to dock it a little bit, but it's gonna be an A. A solid A. Amazing crowd reaction. Great work from everyone. They did a good job of making this match make sense and bringing back some of the things you knew they had to bring back, but still making them fresh. Again, only points docked for the lack of the shark cages. This would have been my favorite match of the night. And in fact, after watching it, I thought it was going to be my favorite match of the night because the women's war games usually are a little bit better than the men's ones. But then we had my actual favorite match of the night, one of my top matches of the year for the Intercontinental Championship. The champion, John Cena, defending against challenger and former champion, Dirty Dominik Mysterio, accompanied originally by Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. And there were other people helping out Dom, obviously. I'm glad I chose on purpose to wear this shirt tonight because of what happened. Talk about an overbooked masterpiece. Talk about turning a shenanigans fest into a masterpiece. This was excellent. I mean, started off just like a typical, Dirty Dom fighting Cena, but then the whole where he fakes an injury. I was even almost believing it the way they were treating it, but I was like, no, this is going to be a trick. And then John Cena took a move from Raquel Rodriguez and took the pop rocks from Roxanne Perez. Like, he put over both of those. He put over all of Judgment Day in this match, actually. Like, wow, great job, Cena. But yeah, no. And then Dom almost won. And then the referee actually, after the frog splash, the 619 and the frog splash, after the cheating, the referee actually grew a backbone and said, no, I'm not going to count for you because of what happened. And he threw Raquel and Roxanne out. Now, it would have maybe made more sense just to have, Cena kick out. I don't know. But the referee all of a sudden deciding to, I'm not going to count because you tricked me. And he was like, what about the leg? Pointing to the leg. That was an interesting choice. But then, more match, the boot spot, more attempted cheating from Dom, some kickouts, false finishes, and then, of course, the ref bump. When I saw the ref bump, I'm like, okay, great. And then, well, here come the two Finn Balor, JD McDonough, and Cena gets rid of them with a double AA. Now, that double AA spot was great. Was excellent. It was really cool, and I'm happy and I'm fine with it. So I'm not taking off any points. But I think one thing that might have made it even better, especially with this crowd, was to eliminate the two of them by having Rey Mysterio come in, or maybe Sheamus is injured, but Rey Mysterio come in and they fight off or something that gets them out. But still, I'm glad we got the double AA spot. That was great. It's not really about Rey. It's about Cena and of course about Dom Judgment Day. So yeah, that would have been cool, but. Then I even said it in my predictions that this might be the case. And this is one of the matches I predicted right. I think I said maybe Liv Morgan, but Liv came out and honestly, through her body language, I was like, is she going to, I thought she was going to, and she attacked Dom. And I was like, oh shit, she's a babyface. But then she hugged Cena. I guess she had a crush on Cena when she was younger or something like that. That's what they're implying. But no, then the eyes, Liv Morgan, even in the aftermatch, the press conference, she was even saying, look, that's acting. Yes, that is acting. Liv has the best facial expressions. With the evil, she pulled a John Cena with the John Cena evil eyes, then gave him the nut shot. It was all a ruse, 619. The nut shot, then 619, then shot with the belt, frog splash, then the referee comes. The referee took a little bit long to get him, but he got 1, 2, 3. And Liv jumps on Dom, and the power couple there. They're not going to turn those two babyface for any amount of time. And I think they might make Judgment Day strong until we're going to have to solve that whole Liv and Raquel, whatever thing. But just seeing this, this is how you do a return. And this John Cena, John Cena's last feud was with Dominik Mysterio, and it ended with a loss, regardless of what happens in his final match. He's going through whatever, win or lose. This was his final feud, and this was a way to end it. I kind of predicted Dom was going to win, but I did not think it was going to be as good as this. A+ across the board. Best match of the night, probably one of my top matches of the year. I'm going to do a year-end match review, but this was truly excellent to watch. Yes, it was shenanigans. It was it was classic heel work and classic John Cena babyface work, and Cena's facial expressions were great. And ultimately, Liv Morgan screwed him over by pulling a John Cena from Elimination Chamber. I was very happy. I can't believe this match was second. This was definitely the match of the night. Next up for the Women's World Championship, the champion Stephanie Vaquer defends against challenger Nikki Bella. Now, I predicted that Stephanie Vaquer was going to retain, and I was right. But at no point during this match did I think I might be wrong. Yes, Nikki Bella did start off strong, and yes, overall she looked a lot better than she did in the match against Becky Lynch. It seems like she's adapting more to the modern women's wrestling style, not the old diva style that she was maybe used to. So good. I don't know what they're going to do with her in the future. There were some parts that where I found that I liked. There was like the Devil's Kiss on the announce table, the Devil's Kiss followed by the one in the ring, and eventually Stephanie Vaquer resoundingly won. I don't know. Maybe they're going to bring Nikki's sister back, do a tag team thing. Maybe she'll tag with Roxanne, someone like that. Maybe if Judgment Day splits, she'll get one of those people as a tag partner. Maybe something else. Maybe going after McLean for the Intercontinental title. Although I think Becky might go back for that one. So I don't know what they're going to do. The match overall, I'm going to have to give it a B+. I mean, there was nothing wrong with it. It was a good match, but the build just really wasn't there. And it was better than I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be pretty good, but it was actually quite decent. But again, at no point did I think that Nikki Bella was going to win the championship. And it seemed kind of out of place on this card with three other like megastar, really important matches. And I think it was a good win for Stephanie Vaquer, though. So not mad at this match, but it definitely wasn't my favorite match of the night. It was my least favorite match, but it definitely wasn't the worst match I've seen. It was good. I enjoyed it. Good before the main event match to put on. And it kind of makes sense why they put the incredible Dom Cena match before this, because this was the kind of the chill match. I don't want to say bathroom break match because it was good. Both very talented people, but it was the chill match. And then we had the main event, the men's WarGames match, Team Punk or Team Cody, what have you. CM Punk, the World Heavyweight Champion. Cody Rhodes, the undisputed WWE Champion. Roman Reigns, the OTC, and the Usos, Jimmy and Jey Uso versus Team Vision, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, and Drew McIntyre, and Brock Lesnar, with Paul Heyman in their corner, plus some help. More on that later. Now, I tried to say those in the order of people who actually might stay with the Vision. Obviously, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed are in the Vision. I think Logan Paul is going to be a permanent member. I think the mystery guy that we got might be a permanent member as well, too. Drew McIntyre, maybe occasional. Brock Lesnar was just a special occasion. So, I mean, again, my same complaint about the lack of the shark cages. This is a match where we really could have seen it because it was interesting. I would like to see the decision because, I mean, Punk went out first for the babyface team who had the disadvantage. Started with Braun Breaker. There's some good back and forth. And, of course, Drew McIntyre was the next one in for the heel team because he wants to corner Punk. And then Cody Rhodes, maybe Drew did this Becky Lynch type thing, trying to prevent Cody from coming in. Cody comes in and does a crossbody off the top of the cage. He's been around for a little bit longer. Maybe AJ Lee wasn't ready for that, but he definitely was. Both of them were fine. And then, of course, Logan Paul, Jimmy Uso, Bronson Reed, and Jey Uso. And, of course, Jey Uso, after he sort of, him and Jimmy, they did their work, whatever. They got the heels down. He did the roll it back with his song. And I think Punk actually picked up a chair and was faking to play guitar on it. The camera wasn't on it for that long. Of course he did it. I mean, should you really be doing something like this in the middle of a WarGames match when the next person to come in is Brock Lesnar? Probably not, but they did it anyways. And it was fun. And it's just sort of, we could do it with the crowd in the stadium. It was great. If I was there, I would have been eating along with them. But of course, the next person to come in was Brock Lesnar, cleared house. And I think this was the first time they mentioned the whole thing about if somebody leaves the cage after the WarGames match starts, they forfeit. They brought it up with Becky in the women's match. And here they brought it up, and then Brock Lesnar leaves the cage, but they had made sure of mentioning that rule was not in effect because the WarGames match hadn't started. And then, of course, Roman Reigns comes in. We got the F5 on the announce table. Roman demolished before the match started. Once the WarGames began, some of the things I liked in it, I liked Paul Heyman slipping Logan Paul the brass knuckles, although he didn't have to really be discreet. Logan Paul could have worn the brass knuckles in because there's no disqualifications. But it was still a nice sort of like a thing to add into the match. But I really loved how Roman Reigns took it, gave Superman punches with the brass knuckles. I mean, yeah, people were selling it. Obviously, like, people got up quicker than they would have normally because it was WarGames. Brock Lesnar eventually got neutralized. And then, it was CM Punk and Braun Breaker. And then some mystery person comes in. You're meant to wonder, who is he going to attack? And, of course, he attacks CM Punk, kicks him, curb stomps him, causing suspicion it might be Seth Rollins. And then Braun Breaker spears Punk for the win. I think first we should I'll address the mystery assailant, obviously. Now, by the time you see this, they might have already revealed who it is. And there's already some theories online, and some wrestling news sites have sort of said who it was, at least under the mask. Whether that's actually going to be the revealed person or not sure. Now, they're trying to make you think it's Seth Rollins. They might ultimately say it's Seth Rollins, but I doubt it was Seth Rollins underneath that hood. Also, why would Seth Rollins? He hates Punk, but the division or Breaker is the one who took him out. Although maybe he could somehow find a way to justify it. It's not wrong. Some of the other theories: Austin Theory, Chris Jericho returning from AEW. Maybe it was Joe Hendry. No, it's not Joe Hendry. If he's coming in, he's in WWE now, but he's going to be a babyface. Is MJF still in AEW? Is it possible it's him? I'm not sure. Randy Orton, I heard that. I mean, I don't think the way the guy moved would have been Randy Orton. Randy Orton's definitely going to be going for, I think if he turns heel, is going to be going for Cody's title. He doesn't really have a reason to attack CM Punk at that point. Well, maybe for past stuff. I don't know. I think if it was anyone really major, he would have unveiled himself the night of. So maybe they're going to reveal it on Raw. So maybe it's someone like Theory, or maybe it's someone who'll show up later in the Royal Rumble. Not entirely sure. We'll put that to the side, and let's talk about the match. Overall, I'm going to give the match an A-. Now, I would have given it an A, but again, like the women's match, I take half a point off for the lack of the shark cages on this match in particular. That really would have really been good to see them all there in shark cages or dugouts or what have you. I thought this was good. I thought there was some good storytelling in it. At one point, Cody accidentally attacked Punk, but then they were able to work together. But then there was the tension at the end, like Roman picked up Punk, but Cody, he said, we're never teaming together again. So I don't know, they might be setting up WrestleMania. Maybe they're going to do Roman Punk WrestleMania. Maybe we're going to do Cody Punk. I'm hoping it's Cody Punk. I don't know. I mean, Brock's in those ads, so he's going to be there somewhere. So there's a lot of speculation set up. We know who the players are in big WrestleMania matches, as Triple H said. So yeah, this match really did its job with that. It also created the era of mystery. The finish was kind of like, it was out of nowhere. It was some now if they revealed that to be a major star, that would have, or a major turn or something like that, or if it was like Randy Orton or something, that would have given the drama it needed. But now it's just this mystery assailant. It creates a mystery. So it's a bit different. But again, I enjoyed the women's match more, but this was still a good match. Still some good storytelling. The stuff with Roman and Brock made perfect sense, and Paul Heyman with the brass knuckles, and I'm pretty sure Logan Paul is going to be part of the vision now going forward. Drew McIntyre maybe occasionally. Brock Lesnar, though, is just for this. But yeah, probably my favorite match of the night was Dom and Cena, women's WarGames, slightly behind it this WarGames, and then the Women's World Championship match. Yes, but this was definitely a good end to the show. With all the star power in it, it made perfect sense. It went on last. This is how I saw Survivor Series WarGames 2025 from San Diego, California, Petco Park, and the largest attendance for a Survivor Series ever. By the way, those aerial shots with the sun going down is like the one they did in Australia. I know it was like 4 o'clock in California, but the outside with the crowd cheering. Like, just really amazing visuals, really excellent production. And if that means we didn't have the shark cages, fine. But they could have found a way to have the shark cages or the dugouts worked into it too. But yeah, again, my pet peeve. But yeah, really excellent production. Overall, I'd give this one an A. I give Survivor Series WarGames 2025 an A. This is one of the better recent pay-per-views, one of the better PLEs this year. Did you agree with me? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Follow at Silo Voice Wrestling on Facebook and Instagram, at Silo Wrestling on X, and me at Jason C. McLean on X and Instagram. Also, jasoncmclean.bsky.social on Bluesky. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, or ring that bell for notifications to get all my wrestling hot takes, cold takes, simmering takes, wrestling opinion pieces, WWE Premium Live Event prediction and review videos, and assorted thoughts on Raw and SmackDown. And by the way, if you want to know what I thought about the classic Survivor Series match and the rest of the SmackDown, check out my assorted thoughts on SmackDown, which should be linked somewhere here in the next little bit. Until the next one, for Silo Voice Studios in Montreal, I'm Jason C. McLean.